just heard the introduction played by Kwarli, who is going to be your hostess for the evening. We're going to present you with a very small fraction of some interesting things that people do to make you feel good, make you feel different, but be in a better place than you were when you came in, than when you leave. It's just our way of suggesting how to enjoy some ceremony with us. I'm Stewart and Clair from UK Health Radio Wise TV, and it's my pleasure to let Kwarli take over and be your guide for the next hour or so. Please enjoy. It's all about you.
The ceremony space has been 3 years now. We've been hosting a beautiful space dedicated to all things ceremonial and mystical and magical in the Mind Body Spirit Festivals. So this is a very exciting evening where we are branching out to share some of that magic, hopefully, and as an ongoing thing for a monthly gathering where we can create Sangha community, come together in ceremony and experience some of the wonderful, magical, mystical offerings that there are so many awesome individuals out there. Fortunately, I know quite a lot of them. So they'll be invited to come and share space with us together. We're very blessed this evening to have 3 beautiful, very different, but very complementary ceremonial essences. Our first act this evening is the wonderful Laxmi, who's going to be sharing some of her beautiful mantras and her unique music that she's composed herself, and that's a real blessing to be able to share that with you.
And this mantra, Adgraname, Jagat Graname, Sat Graname, Sri Guru Devaname, it is a mantra to open your heart, to bring you to heart vibration, and from that place of consciousness it gives you a natural sense of protection that's not defensive. It's a heart-centered space of protection. Laxmi, I've got synesthesia, which means I experience everything in colour, like I see music and, for example, or qualities. I always associate colour with this, and when I think of Laxmi, I think of like beautiful golden and colours in pink, and so I kind of just sit in that vibration of this gold, pink juiciness. So whatever inspires in you to think of Laxmi, to think of abundance, really call that in and sit and swim in the vibration of that. So you become it and then you attract it. I've only started writing my own songs at the beginning of this year. I won't go into the whole story now, but a friend of mine pretty much forced me into writing my own music. I'll tell you a little bit of the story. So I'm doing a crowdfunder at the moment to make my first album, which was going to be an album of manchas. And my dear friend Kathy, she goes, I really want to support you. She said, but there's something stopping me. She goes, I love your mantras. She said, but it's like there's more than that in there. And she said, something in me refuses to support this crowdfunder of yours until you start writing your own songs. And she's like, I'm adamant. I'm like, oh, okay. So I best start writing something. But nothing really, when I ever tried to write songs before, nothing really came. But 2 days after this conversation with Kathy, I woke up about 5 a.m. and these words started pouring through me. They just started pouring through me. And so I got up, it was very dark, and I stumbled around and I grabbed a pen and paper, lit a candle, and I just started writing the words that came through. And it just keeps happening, and so songs are coming through in this way now. They're writing me, so I can't take credit for them. but yeah, the songs are coming through, and this is one which is pretty much about oneness, how we are the embodiment of nature. It runs through our veins. We are the earth, the water, the air. It's all within us, and it's a celebration of that. And the working title is called I Am the Trees.
into the mystical momentum ceremony with two other very awesome individuals, also my beloved friends. They travel the world making ceremonies with their mystical momentum methods. So they're going to be sharing some very practical techniques as to how we can evolve, expand and integrate all the energies that are present at this time during the Aquarian age.
My name is Lidija. I am one part of Momentum. And Thomas and I together teach both men and women globally how to live more consciously and how to run their businesses more consciously. My background is in investment banking. I came from Serbia at the age of 19 to study in England and to pursue a successful career in investment banking. I worked for gazillions of years for Citigroup here in London. I thought I was living my dream until I actually woke up from that dream with panic attacks and severe health issues. And I decided I needed to do something else. But the only thing I knew how to do was economics and politics and money and investment. That is the only thing I knew how to do. And so I left my job back in 2005, and I thought, that's it, I'm just going to be one of those self-employed women. And I set up my company, and little did I know that I was doing exactly the same thing as I was doing in the bank, only this time I was kind of doing it for myself. I started investing in property, and I started consulting also on investment and investing myself. I had another massive hiccup, the backside from the universe, as a health issue. And so some lessons we learn more than once. And so I realized I needed to do something else. And that something else was actually pack everything up, get somebody else to do the job, and I was going to go and pursue and find out what is it that I really wanted to do, why am I here, and what my purpose was. So I traveled to Japan, I went to California, I worked with healers, with monks, with teachers, with whomever, only to come back to one and the same thing, that I did not get the answer that I really wanted, that I was really looking for. And why I didn't get the answer? Because I had no idea what I was looking for. And so when you don't know what you look for, I got to realize you can never have enough. And I was running around getting everything and not getting anything. And then I had the third knock in the shape of 103 kilos, and 600 grams, only to just brush it off and blame the shops, blame for making smaller clothes, and not really being willing or wanting to see what was going on inside. And then I stopped everything again and sat down, helped myself. I refused to get help from anyone else and wanted to go and find out what is it and how I can help myself. And so I was helping myself together with Thomas, and together we did create Momentum Method, which is a set of tools for 21st century and beyond living. So what we do now and what we will, I will guide you, and Thomas as well, through a short but very practical and hopefully very useful for you meditation that you can take with you and maybe journal later or write to us if you want, if you need any further support. And if you'd like to read more about what and how we do. I have a best-selling book called Gaining While Losing, The Gentle Art of Transformation. And I got to realize that having worked with over 8,000 women globally, we work in Europe, in America, and in Hong Kong, that we all are fed this myth that we must hustle hard if we really want to achieve anything. And while that may be true for some people, it is definitely not true for women, and it is definitely not true for women entrepreneurs. So nowadays I speak a lot with women entrepreneurs who have an idea and want to turn that idea into their business, a profitable business, so that their business is not an expensive hobby, but actually a business that helps them live gently and aligned. So in brief, I teach soft skills to strong women. And so what I'd like to invite you now, if you'd like, is to breathe out, close your eyes if you'd like. Breathe in and breathe out. And allow yourself to fully come back here, whatever here for you is, and to be fully in your body. And I'd like to invite you to find that one tiny, shiny part within your body that is your safe place, your sanctuary. A place you go to when you need reassurance. A place you return to when the outside noise becomes too loud. A place that is only yours. And feel free to give that place a color, a sound, texture, a smell, a taste even. Reconnect with it. And I'd like to invite you to think of that one thing that you keep wanting to see happen in your life, and up until now has maybe been escaping you. You do all the right steps, and somehow that thing is just not there. And think about how many times up until now you have been calling onto that thing, recycling it maybe from one year to the next. Waiting for it to happen, while all along that thing was actually waiting for you to happen. And I'd like to invite you now to, in your mind's eye, to the first time, the first ever time you wanted something so dearly and you were told no. If you can, remember how old you were. If you don't have any such memory from this lifetime, think about a no you may have received and you took it personally and very seriously. And you thought that that no can be translated and generalized and cross-contextualized across your life. Look back and think about what that no created within you. What kind of emotion? Was it anger? Sadness, perhaps? Fear? Hurt? Guilt? Or shame? Whatever emotion you associate with that no, I'd like you to, in your mind's eye, rise above it. And if you had one magic wand, think of one emotion you would replace it with, and would replace all those negative emotions with. Because whatever you carry along your timelines can potentially influence your game of manifesting and allowing and creating. Think about and feel what would a person who at a young age heard no, what would it need to hear so that that no could be transmuted across times, dimensions, space, realities, forever and ever. So that version of you could be free to allow and co-create. Use that magic wand and give yourself that what you need. And use that magic wand to transmute all the no's, all the energetic blocks, all the doors that may have been closed in the past along your timelines. Use that magic wand to open those doors. You may want to ask the God, the universe, angels, your guides to help you. Let all doors be open. And get to the age you are at now, to this moment. Look back and see if there is anything else you'd like to change, transform, transmute along your timelines. Is there anything that you may have been told or given by a family member that you took as given? Something that actually does not belong to you anymore. Use that magic wand. Transmute it across times, dimensions, space, and reality. And look at where you are now and into the future. Look at yourself at the right, vital old age. Look along what you have achieved, what experiences your timeline is filled with. Look at your life and see what was possible because you had courage. To live intentionally. Who is in your life now? Because you had courage to let go. What have you co-created and manifested that you can enjoy and those around you? Because you allowed yourself. Bring yourself from that future time into the now. Bringing all the goodness, all the ease, all grace, love, courage, strength, resilience to the here and now. And look within you. Look at your inner child. Look at it deep into the eyes and ask it what it needs from you. Ask it how can you serve it better and fully. You may want to even ask that inner child for forgiveness that sometime in your life you may have forgotten about it. Give it all that it needs and promise that you will always be there for it. Cultivating a safe, healthy, gentle environment in which it can thrive. Because the future, the love, relationships, projects that you want, plan, desire, can manifest when you create a safe, healthy, aligned environment. Environment filled with effortless ease. And at this point you may want to ask yourself, what intentions do you hold for yourself dearly that you would like to see manifest in your life daily? How can you disconnect from all the toxic elements and connect to all that is nourishing, nurturing, and filled with love? What can you do to manifest with ease? And I'd like to invite you to, when you get home tonight or tomorrow, to find some time for yourself sit down and write yourself a beautiful love letter. A letter where you can give yourself all that you need. A letter that will guide you back to yourself. A letter filled with love, purity, and commitment to yourself. You want to gently open your eyes and without speaking, turn to the person next to you and look at them deep into the eyes and give them all that you would love to give to yourself. Thank you so much.
Now, when you want to become more attractive to something external to you, there is a little bit of a danger, there is the trap to fake it, to put on too much makeup. A little bit of makeup is just fine, but we want to remain true to ourselves. There is also the danger of being a little bit afraid of becoming a fake person. So we want to be able to consider things, to just consider them without judgment, instead of immediately saying, oh no, that's me, that's not me, or oh no, that's impossible. Just as building blocks, just as steps on the way. So I think there is in Alice in Wonderland this beautiful quotation where Alice says, but you cannot imagine impossible things. And someone replies, I dare say you haven't had much practice, child. When I was your age, I would imagine as many as 5 or 6 impossible things before breakfast every day. So you shall start by entering the Imaginarium. And the Imaginarium, it's a room, it's a space that is devoted to imagination, where you can actually go to imagine things, and you can enjoy and lose yourself in these imaginations. And this room, this space, maybe it's located in your childhood memories, maybe it's located in your imagination, maybe it's located in some physical space. And just go inside this room. And now know that just because you imagine something does not mean that you commit to doing it. It's just imagination. And inside this room, impossible things are absolutely real and absolutely possible. The only limit is, of course, your imagination. Now, the first thing you want to make sure is that the thing you want to have manifest in your life is something that will be good for you. So just pick one of the many things that you would like to have manifest in your life. And once you have selected it, travel in time. Maybe you can have a little time twister like Hermione. Maybe you have a bracelet around your left hand like Dr. Strange. Maybe so minutes after it has happened. And invite a friend in. And now ask your friend, ask yourself, what will your friend see that will let him know your desire has become manifest? What will your friend hear that will let him or her know that what you wanted has actually become manifest? It has become a reality. And your friend, what will he or she feel that lets her know that what you desire, what you want to have happen has become a reality? And the same goes for yourself. What is it you see that lets you know that this thing has become a complete reality? What is it that you hear concretely that lets you know that it has become a reality? And what does it feel like? What is the feelings inside your body that let you know that it has become a reality? This is to give you a little bit more of a concrete idea about what it will be like. Because oftentimes when people want something in their future, it is concepts like abundance, peace, wealth, happiness, freedom can be a little bit vague. And that is a good thing because it gives us the freedom to interpret them in many ways, in ways that fit our own selves. Now jump into the future one more time, a little bit further into the future, to a point in the future where it will be a good point to evaluate. And it is impossible for me to tell how far into the future you should travel the second time. So I had one lady who wanted to become more self-confident. And she traveled 60 years into the future to evaluate how valuable being more self-confident would have been for her. And when she looked back through her life, having achieved that self-confidence 60 years earlier, she was very pleased. But for you, I do not know how long, how far into the future is the best vantage point to evaluate. But just travel into the future the second time, look back through time and ask yourself, this thing that I wanted, this thing that manifested in my life, has it served me well? How do I feel when I look back through time? Remembering all the things that happened differently because this thing manifested in my life. Is it good? Was there a price attached to it? Was this price worth paying? Would I like to make changes to my original plan? And just adjust accordingly. For a few moments, extract the learnings from this little imaginary adventure on the time, or as Einstein used to call his method of working, thought experiments. And I would now like to invite you to select something, maybe the very same thing, or maybe another thing, something that you want to have happen in your life. Something of a little bit of an abstract nature. Perhaps you want abundance, perhaps you want wealth, perhaps you want peace, perhaps you want wisdom, perhaps you want courage, perhaps you want, I don't know what you want. And this is as it should be, you pick, you make the choice. And whatever this thing is personification. This thing that you want in your life was a person. Who would that person be? What person would embody? What personality would embody this thing? So this will be individual also. So for some people, riches will be a little green person. For someone, for someone, courage might be a specific kind of person also. Peace may manifest also as a person. We all have this capacity to think of things as living beings. I first discovered it when I was 4 and banged my head into a door and treated that door as if it was alive. Now we have this anthropomorphic personification that embodies the thing you want and desire in your life. You can have a simple chat with it. Just ask it, what is it I do that attracts you? What is it I do that push you away? And how could I change to attract you more? And notice any responses you get. Now just look at it, listen to it, and notice yourself in relation to it. Now take a step back out of your own body. Walk around until you're behind the personification and take a step inside so you become what it is you want. Whether it's abundance or peace, courage, you step into it and you become this thing. Now you look at yourself from the outside through the eyes of what it is you want. You listen to yourself from the outside through the ears of what it is you want. And you ask yourself, that person over there, that body that looks just like your human self, what is it that attracts you? What is it that repels you? So let's say you want wealth. You have become wealth, and while you're wealth, you look at yourself from the outside through the eyes of wealth, and you ask yourself this question, what about, in my case, what about Thomas over there attracts me? What about Thomas over there doesn't attract me? This is just an inventory. Now you change, so you ask yourself, if I were really attracted to my human self over there, if I, as wealth, am really attracted to Thomas over there, what would I feel? And how would he change to match my feeling? So you remain being the thing that you want, identifying the thing that you want, and feel the feeling of attraction. Strong feeling of attraction. And allow yourself in front of you to transform, so that the self you're looking at matches your feeling of attraction. Step out of this thing that you want, this personification, and just look at your new future, possible future self from the outside. And and step into your, become your true self. If you have any background in those traditions where you search to embody your true self, become your true self. If not, just become the most self you have ever been in your past or future. And look at this possible future self and ask yourself, what about this possible future self really attracts me? And what about this future possible self is not so attractive to me? Again, change your feelings to the feelings where you really want to become a future self, where you really want to become a different version of yourself, where there is something about an idea that you can become that is so attractive, and just watch that self, that future possible self in front of you transform, so it matches this feeling of strong attraction. And remember, since this is ritual space, that time ceases to be linear. We tend to visit and revisit in dreams, in daydreams, in other spaces. Significant portions of these events where the learnings can take even deeper places. Because with new understandings, earlier steps may need a little bit of modification. We will add one more thing here. You can leave this, take the learnings, take the good feelings, take the useful feelings. Now, think of someone who already is very attracted to what it is you want to attract more in your life. Just find one such person. There are always people who are very attractive to any kind of quality, any kind of situation. And just look at that person in front of you, in your imaginarium. And just ask yourself, what is their aura like? And remember, this is the imaginarium. So if you can't see auras in other places, here you can. Just ask yourself, is the aura black and white, or is it gold? Is it yellow? Is it red, blue, green? How far does it extend? A few millimeters, a few meters, 10 meters. You can also feel the aura, and you can stretch your hand until you feel it. Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it hard? Is it soft? Is it dense? Or is it diffuse? Just so you get a feeling for that person's aura. And now it's time for the next impossible thing. Just click the button C for copy and make a copy of the aura. And put an image of yourself in the middle of that copy of an aura. And notice that there may very well be a big mismatch. So just allow that image of yourself, your other self that you see and hear from the outside, to make the adjustments required to carry this aura, to make the adjustments that are required to create this aura. To make the adjustments where you see yourself from the outside with this new aura. Maybe you also here feel yourself from the outside with this new aura. And make any adjustments that are required to make this new aura fit you, so that it's a good aura for you to have. Reach out with your hand. Sometimes the right hand is the best hand, sometimes the left hand is the best hand, sometimes both hands are the best hands. And just first off, check that this aura that surrounds the you that you see from the outside is a good one for you. And start absorbing it using your hands. Start absorbing it using your hands only as fast as you know that you only take the good parts. And let it fill up the space around you. Let it fill up your own aura. Let it transform your own aura. And notice how you start to feel a little bit different. And as it becomes stronger and more robust around you, you may start to notice how the world looks a little bit different when you watch it, when you view it through this aura, through your upgraded, updated aura. And you may want to ask yourself, in which situations will this aura serve you well? And how will you perceive those situations differently? And how will those situations and the universe and other people respond differently to them when you carry this aura with you? And normally we spend a couple of days teaching this. So this, by necessity, was a little bit of a concentrated and compressed version.
And then we're going to be moving into our most majestical meeting of the beautiful shamans from Siberia, from Altai, who've come. Very blessed we are to have them here in the UK at this time, and the universe has guided them to be here with a little help from Stewart, that we can all experience their magic that they are bringing from their homelands. And they're going to be sharing with us their mystical ceremony, which is really beyond an honour to have you with us. And I really am so grateful that the universe has aligned your visit so that we can host you and your beautiful ceremonial magic.
Мы здесь,
And we are here, dear ones,
потому что Дух Сибири попросил помочь Англии.
because the Spirit of Siberia asked to help England.
Потому что сила Англии огромна.
Because the power of England is huge.
Мы видели это в медитации.
We see in this meditation
Усталый старик
very old and tired man
с ларцом драгоценностей
had the treasure in hands,
говорил о том, что нет, никому не нужны его знания.
said that nobody needs his knowledge.
Люди думают о том, как заработать деньги,
People thinking how to earn money,
как платить по счетам.
how to pay bills,
А сам остров, Англия,
and the island of England
остался на поверхности океана,
stayed on the top of the ocean
как символ молитвы.
as a symbol of prayer.
Понимаете?
Do you understand?
Вы живете
You are living
на вершине горы.
on the top of the mountain,
Дух, который просит о помощи,
the spirit who is asking for help
сохранить любовь в сердце,
to save their love in heart,
сохранить доброту в душах.
to save their kindness inside of the heart.
И жрица Лилия и я
And the priestess Lily and me
уже многие годы путешествуем по миру.
traveling years around the world.
Около 30 лет назад врачи поставили мне диагноз умрешь через 3 месяца.
Around 30 years ago, doctors said that you will die in 3 months
Потому что с такой формой лейкемии больше не живут.
because with such
Это
kind
была
of
последняя
leukemia,
стадия.
people not living. It was the last stage.
И тогда я помню этот момент, когда рушились все мои идеалы.
And that day I remember very good when all ideas been destroyed.
Я была атеисткой,
I've been atheist,
коммунисткой,
communist,
социалисткой.
socialist.
Измы все были в моей голове.
Everything was in my mind.
И идея, что Бог это, религия это опиум для народа.
An idea that the religion is open for people.
Маркс, Энгельс, Ленин знают, куда идти.
Mark and Lenin knows where to go.
И вот в этот момент
And that moment,
врач, которая смотрела мои тесты, говорит:
the doctor said, who been looking at my tests,
доченька,
daughter,
ищи бабушку в деревне, которая тебя отмолит.
find the grandmother that will be praying for you.
Наука разума должна идти какой-то неграмотной бабушке в деревню?
The scientists who have to go to granddaughter in village,
Я пошла.
but I went.
Поэтому я жива.
That's why I'm here and alive.
Жрица Лилия.
The priestess Lily
Началось все с того, что умирал ее сын,
started that her son will die,
которому было 3 дня.
who been 3 days from born.
И только после того, как ее молитва
And only after that, when her prayer
смогла восстановить дыхание младенца в барокамере,
could restart the breath in camera in hospital,
она поверила
she believed
в силу молитвы и в силу души.
in the power of prayer and power of soul.
А потом силами практик, ритуалов, которые она знала, узнала благодаря поиску,
And after, with the power of the practices that she found out that later,
она смогла останавливать ураганы.
she can stop hurricanes.
И это факт.
And this is facts.
Поэтому мы здесь, дорогие,
That's why we are here, dear ones,
ради одной цели.
for one goal.
То, что помогло выжить нам,
That one that helped us to be alive
может помочь.
can help to people as well.
И для нас это огромное чудо быть здесь.
And it's very big magic to be here.
Чудо поделиться с вами теми знаниями, которые оставили нам жизнь.
Magic to share the knowledge that saved our lives.
Мы сегодня говорим о богатстве.
And we today talking about abundance.
Мы хотим поделиться
We would like to share
этой силой древнего шаманского знания,
with this power of ancient shamanic knowledge
который утверждает,
that says
нужно иметь 3 силы, 3 духа.
we need to have 3 power, 3 spirits.
Первая сила
First power,
– это сила радости жизни.
this is power of happiness of life.
Пока ты не будешь наслаждаться тем, что ты имеешь,
Until you enjoy what you're having,
ты не сможешь быть богатым.
you will not be in abundance.
Найди то, что делает тебя счастливым.
Find that one that making you happy.
И вы знаете, когда мы общались с вами до начала практики,
And you know, when we've been talking before we met here,
я смотрела в глаза
I've
многим
been
из вас.
looking to many eyes of you,
И это огромное чудо и счастье.
and this is big magic and happiness
Видеть людей, которым вкусно жить,
to see people who taste life so nice,
которые радуются тому, что есть.
who is happy that they having.
Дай вам Бог, дорогие, просыпаться с улыбкой,
We wish you to awake with a smile,
искать то, что делает вас счастливым, и увеличивать это.
and to search for those that make you happy.
И это первая сила.
And this is the first power.
Вторая сила.
The second one,
Одному счастливым быть нехорошо, говорили мои предки.
alone to be happy, not very nice, said my ancestors.
Нужно сделать счастливыми людей вокруг.
Need to make happy all people around.
Что тебе нравится делать?
What do you like to do?
Чинить башмаки, сделай людей бутыми и счастливыми.
Repair your boots and make people happy.
Писать книги, сделай людей
To
счастливыми.
write books and make people happy.
Создавать красоту,
To create beauty
сделай людей счастливыми.
and to make people happy.
Вторая сила и второй дух,
The second power and second soul.
без которого мы не сможем быть богатыми.
That we will not be able to be rich.
Поделиться своими талантами.
To share your talents.
А есть третья сила.
And third power.
Очень серьезная.
Very serious.
Нужно учиться не только отдавать,
Need to learn not only to give,
но и просить,
but to ask
и принимать помощь.
and accept help.
А вот это непросто.
And this is not easy.
Я все сделаю
I
сам.
will do everything
Я
by
все сделаю
myself.
сам. Мне не нужна помощь.
I don't need help.
И не предлагайте.
And don't even say this.
Очень опасный дух.
It's very, very dangerous spirit.
Когда мы не можем попросить достойное средство за нашу работу.
When we cannot ask the value for our work.
Шаман утверждает,
Shamans say
эти три духа нужно прикормить. Я не знаю, как вы это переведете.
that these three spirits need to feed.
Их нужно приручить.
You need to
Time them.
make them your friends.
Сделать их домашними, сделать их живущими в твоем доме.
To make them they will be living in your home.
Посмотрите вглубь себя.
Look inside of you.
Дружите ли вы с этими духами?
Are you friends with these spirits?
Ценим ли мы свой талант?
Do we value our talents?
Любим ли мы людей, которым мы даем эти таланты?
Do we love people who we give these talents?
Умеем ли мы принимать?
Can we accept this?
Или живем на выдох?
Or we living for without?
Like бризал, бризал, бризал. Почему мне плохо?
Why I'm suffering?
Кто виноват?
Who is guilty?
Где правда в жизни?
Where is the truth in life?
Ну ты же не просишь.
But you are not
Ну кто
asking.
же тебе даст?
I will give you.
А вы знаете, зачем я все рассказала вам эту древнюю сказку?
And do you know why I told this ancient fairy tale?
Потому что есть очень сильный шаманский ритуал,
Because there is very ancient ritual
который открывает эти три силы.
which opening these three power:
Любовь к себе,
love to yourself,
любовь к людям,
love to people,
способность принимать.
and the ability to accept.
Чтобы еще сильнее любить себя,
For that one, that to love yourself more
еще больше отдавать людям,
and to give more to people,
еще больше принимать.
more to accept.
Чтобы! И это спираль,
And this is the spiral
которая заканчивается небом,
that ending in the sky,
которая заканчивается тем, что счастливым должен стать весь мир.
that ending that the whole world will become happy.
Вы знаете, когда мы с Лилей помогаем людям, мы помогаем всей Восточной Европе.
You know, when we are helping with relate to people, we helping in all Europe.
И когда мы несем хлеб в военные действия в Луганске, может быть, кто-то из вас
And
слышал,
when we bring in bread in Lugansk, maybe you heard about it,
мы видим людей, которые смотрят на нас как на ангелов.
we see that people looking at us as angels.
Когда мы берем игрушки, собираем мешками и несем в детский дом, а там у детей рук нет, чтобы им играть.
When we bring in bags of toys and those kids in houses that they not having even hands to take them,
Потому что была бомбежка.
because it was bombs firing,
Вот тогда мы думаем,
and we thinking
мы мало любим себя,
we not enough loving ourselves,
мы мало помогаем людям.
we're not enough helping people.
Надо больше уметь просить о помощи.
We need more to ask for help.
И вот сегодня, дорогие,
And today, dear ones,
я очень вас прошу,
I very ask you,
давайте создадим обряд богатства,
let's create the ritual for abundance,
чтобы одиноких детей не было,
that lonely kids will be not exist,
чтобы не было людей, которые живут на улице.
that will be no people who live in the streets.
Знаете, как в Восточной Европе, на Украине,
You know how in East Europe and Ukraine,
возле метро, где воздух теплый,
near undergrounds where the hot air,
бабушка стоит и связанные пинеточки для ребенка продает.
grandmother staying and sewing things, selling.
И подходишь к ней и говоришь: бабушка, вот тебе пакет с продуктами,
And you come to her
денежка.
saying this bag for you with products and here's the money for you.
А пинеточки подари кому-то.
And these small things that you created, make a present to somebody.
Как нам сделать этот мир счастливее? Хотя бы чуточку.
How to make this world a little bit happier.
Это основа богатства.
This is the base for abundance.
Это цель и смысл жизни.
This is the goal and mission of life.
Если человек хочет что-то для себя,
If the person wants something for themselves,
он дает, он добрый.
yes, he is giving, he is kind,
Но на одном уровне.
but only on one level.
А если мы хотим сделать этот мир теплее, счастливее, красивее,
And if we want to make this world warmer, softer, beautiful,
он тоже.
he always gives.
Все зависит от нашей цели.
Everything depends on our goal.
Я много болтаю.
I'm talking too much.
Первое – это раскрыть свой дар,
Just to open your talent,
раскрыть свои силы.
to open your.
Кто хочет раскрыть полностью свои таланты, поднимите руку, скажите «Ми».
Open your talent, say me.
I love slang. Пожалуйста, не будем говорить
Please, we will speak.
«Я люблю себя»,
I love yourself.
«Я доверяю
Myself. I trust my spirit.
Я люблю себя,
I love myself.
я доверяю,
I trust my spirit.
я люблю себя,
I love myself.
я доверяю,
I trust my trust spirit.
я люблю себя, я доверяю.
My spirit.
I trust myself. I trust my spirit. I trust myself. I trust my spirit. I trust myself. I trust my spirit. Hey! I love myself. I trust myself. Continue, please. I love myself. I trust myself. Remember all your talents. I love myself. I trust myself. Hey! I love myself. I trust myself. Hey! I trust myself. I love myself. I trust my spirit.
Hug yourself and close your eyes. Почувствуйте внутри себя зернышко.
You inside of you,
Зернышко силы.
the seed.
Маленькое зернышко,
Small seed
которое вы согрели своей душой,
which you made with your soul.
верой в себя.
Believing in yourself.
Увидьте,
See
это
что дал вам Дух Великий,
everything that the Spirit gave to you,
все, что вложила в вас Мать Земля,
everything that gave inside you, Mother Earth,
все, что дали вам ваши предки
everything that your ancestors gave
в опыте
you,
вашего ДНК.
in your DNA,
Поблагодарите
gratitude,
и почувствуйте, как это зернышко прорастает.
and feel how this seed start to grow.
И теперь вторая сила.
And now the second power.
Пожалуйста, откройте глаза
Please open your
и
eyes
повторите вслед за мной.
and repeat after me.
Я люблю людей.
I love people.
Люди любят меня.
People love me.
Я люблю людей. Люди любят меня. Классно, правда? Я люблю людей. Люди любят меня. Yeah. I love people. People love me. I love people. People love me. Hey! I love people. People love me. I love people. People love me. Hey! I love people. People love me. Hey! I love people. People love me. Hey, hey, I love people. People love me. Hey, hey, I love people. People love me. Hey, I love people. People love me. I love people. People love me. Hey, I love people. People love me. Прикройте ваши глаза
Close your eyes
и почувствуйте,
and feel
как каждый человек стремится к вам,
how each people coming to you
встретиться с вами,
to meet with you,
получить знания, любовь и силу от вас.
to receive knowledge and power from you.
Увидите тех людей,
And see those people
которые становятся вашими друзьями,
becoming your friends,
клиентами.
clients.
Увидите тех, кто нуждается в том свете, который идет через вас,
See who need these lights that come
в
through
свете
you
ваших талантов.
with the light of your
И ради этих людей
For those people,
Вселенная дает вам все необходимое.
the universe giving
Ваш талант растет.
talent grow.
People love me. I love people. People love me. Они обнимают вас.
And they hugging you,
Они благодарят.
they gratitude,
Они нуждаются в вас.
they need you.
Почувствуйте это.
Feel this
И пусть материализуется эта молитва.
and let this materialize this prayer.
Let it be so. И вновь откройте глаза.
And again open your eyes.
И мы приручаем третьего духа.
And we making our friend the third power.
Это просьба.
This is to ask.
Вы видели маленького ребенка,
Did you see the small child
который идет на улице с родителями?
who coming with parents?
И если кто-то несет мороженое,
And if somebody carry ice cream,
ребенок делает вот такой жест, даже если он говорить еще не может.
the
Но
child
рукой он уже
doing
показывает,
this
что он это хочет.
but he's showing that he wants this.
Он говорит, дай, дай, дай.
Give me this. He said,
Дай. Мои родители били меня по рукам и говорили: ты смотри какая, попрошайка, не проси ни у кого.
My parents didn't let me do this. You see how you asking, why you asking?
Но, слава богу, я встретила шамана,
But it's good that I met shamans
которые открыли талант
who opened the talent
просьбы.
to ask,
Просьба священна,
to
потому что,
ask it's sacred.
потому что дается свыше только тем, кто молится и просит.
Because from above coming for those who asking.
Если мы не просим, нам не дается.
If we're not asking, we're not receiving.
А теперь подумайте,
Nothing.
чего вы достойны.
What you are deserved.
Когда вы били себя по рукам и говорили: ну, это не для тебя, у нас говорили так в России, ты не сын Рокфеллера, ты не дочь Рокфеллера, или нежели богато, нечего начинать. Глупости говорили.
When you didn't let to do this and you are not the daughter or son of Rockefeller, you're not allowed to do this.
Не были богаты, нечего начинать.
And you're not being rich, don't start this.
Давайте сейчас откроем ладони
And let's now open your palms
и сделаем такой жест.
and make such movement.
Достойно.
Deserve.
Я
I
достойна.
am deserve.
Я
I deserve.
достойна.
Deserve.
Увидьте этого духа.
See this spirit.
Духа принятия.
The spirit of acceptance.
Духа сил просьбы,
Deserve.
который приходит к вам как сила достоинства.
All the power that you deserve.
Поднимите руки к небу
And raise your hands to
и
the sky.
подумайте, для
And
чего.
For what?
Как вы хотите украсить этот мир?
How do you want to make beauty this world?
Кому помочь?
To help whom?
Какие добрые дела совершить?
Which good doings would you like to do?
Но только для себя,
Not only for
но для
yourself.
помощи этой земле.
And to help this earth.
Попросите у высших сил.
Ask for the highest.
Попросите
the
у
God.
силы вашего рода.
Ask from the fire of your lineage
Откройте вас эти три силы.
to open these three powers.
И медленно опускай кисти.
And slowly put your hands down.
Вспомните свои мечты в детстве.
Remember your dreams in childhood.
Когда вы думали,
When you were thinking,
у меня будет особенная судьба,
I will have special destiny.
у меня будет особенный талант,
I will have special talents.
я сделаю многих людей счастливыми.
I will make so many people happy.
Пообещайте этому мальчику, этой девочке,
this girl or boy.
Выполнить его мечты.
Realize his wishes or her wishes.
И увидите возле вас три силы,
Next to you, three
три
powers,
светлых духа.
three light spirits.
Один — это самоценность и вера в свои таланты.
One is the value and believing in your talents.
А второй — любовь к людям.
And the second, love to people.
А третий — принятие ради высокой цели.
And the third, acceptance for higher goal.
И давайте в завершении поставим защиту на ваш успех.
And then let's make protection
Древние мантры.
with the Asian mantra.
Я люблю жизнь.
I love life.
И жизнь любит меня.
Life loves me.
Я люблю жизнь.
I love life.
И жизнь любит меня.
And life loves me.
I love my life. Life loves me. I love my life. Life loves me. Oh, I love my life. Life loves me. Oh, I love my life. Life loves me. Oh, I love my Еще секунду не открывай глаз.
One more second, don't open your eyes.
Почувствуйте те
Feel
волны света,
these waves of light,
удачи и счастья,
of happiness and
которые
abundance
идут через вас,
that coming through you
на вашу жизнь,
to your life,
на ваш бизнес,
to your
на
business,
ваши отношения,
to your
на
relationships,
ваши хобби,
to your hobbies,
на все, что вы считаете своей жизнью.
to everything that you think this is your life.
Почувствуйте, как свет опускается в вашу судьбу.
Feel how the light coming to your destiny.
Вокруг вас светлые души,
Around you light souls,
близкие по духу.
close with your spirit.
Вы притягиваете все самое лучшее.
You're attracting the best.
Вы встречаете самых лучших людей.
You meet with the best people.
Вы реализуете все свои таланты.
You realize all your talents.
Вы самые счастливые.
You're the most happy people.
Исполняются ваши желания и мечты.
Your wishes coming true.
И вы знаете, что вы не одни.
You know that you're not alone.
И прямо сейчас откройте свои глаза.
Open your eyes.
Улыбнитесь судьбе.
Smile to your destiny.
Посмотрите друг на друга.
Look to each other.
И подойдите друг к другу.
Come to each
И
other.
обнимите друг друга.
And hug each other.
И тебя. Ты достоин всего самого лучшего. Подойди к каждому. Обнимите каждого. И пожелайте самые лучшие, самые теплые слова.
And say the most warm words to each other.
Достойно лучшего, душа. You deserve the best soul. You're so happy. Подойдите к каждому.
И так будет всегда!
Always.
Always! Applauses! Вы даже не представляете, насколько мы благодарны вам.
Dear ones, you cannot even imagine how we're grateful.
Для нас большое счастье и чудо
This is big happiness and magic
быть в кругу таких людей, как вы.
to be in such circle as you are.
А значит, мы можем создать этот счастливый мир. Мы можем это. We can do it.
This means that we can create happiness in the world. We can do it.
Да. И пусть это древнее шаманское знание о единстве с природой внутри и снаружи нас,
And let this ancient knowledge
о единстве с природой
about uniting with nature
внутри и снаружи нас
inside of us and outside
будет всегда с вами.
will be always with you.
Кормите дальше своих духов.
Feed your spirits, continue.
Каждый день обнимайте себя и говорите, что вы любите себя.
Every day hug yourself and say how you love me.
Давайте потренируемся вместе.
Let's train together.
С левой руки начинаем.
From the left hand side.
1, 2, 3. Право. Вот повезло так повезло. So lucky for my life. А могло бы не повезти, но оно так повезло же, а.
You're not so lucky, but you are lucky. How you lucky?
Говорите себе комплименты.
Say to yourself compliments, please.
Говорите комплименты людям вокруг.
Say compliments to people around you.
Влюбляйтесь в тех, кто рядом.
Fall in love with those who next to you.
Это такое счастье видеть души.
This is such a happiness to see souls.
И успех будет гарантирован.
And success guaranteed.
Особенно, если вы не будете забывать про свою зарплату.
And especially if you will not forget about your
Как это цыгане говорили на России. Платите
Rewards.
Да, потому что,
because
если мы принимаем,
if we accept,
мы можем создать что-то большее, чем сейчас.
we can create something bigger than now.
Поэтому самое главное,
The most important,
ради высокой цели,
for the highest goal,
ради того, чтобы не было бедных,
for that goal,
одиноких,
that will be
больных.
no lonely, no illness people.
Мы должны быть богатыми.
We have to be rich.
И мы будем богаты.
Let us be so.
Низкий поклон вашим душам.
And bow down to your soul.
Пусть они расцветают.
Let it shine.
И добро пожаловать к нам в Сибирь.
And welcome to Siberia to us.
Сибирь приехала к вам.
And while the Siberia came to you,
Добро пожаловать к нам на выходные.
welcome to our weekend's retreat.
Да, мы организуем специальные праздники для души,
We are organizing special presents for our souls,
особенно для женщин.
especially for women,
Пооткройте свои силы.
to open their talents.
Это последние выходные в
This
Англии.
is the last weekends in England.
Добро пожаловать всем.
Welcome all.
Спасибо, родные.
Thank
Спасибо.
you.
Спасибо.